morning. I gotta check my levels and stuff, but I'm gonna move this up. Move that up there like this. Okay. And I'm gonna move this over here live. I gotta turn on my do not disturb because I don't want all those noises coming up. Go over to YouTube. Trust. Okay, I'm live. There we go. Make sure the volume's down. Morning, Eric. I gotta start my scans. Let me move back over to Safari. I was playing with Bard. Just Eric, since you're the only one here. And Joe. Morning. I gotta get my water too. I asked Bard what the price of Apple was. $192.46 at close. Blah, blah, blah. I asked it what's the yearly percentage gain on Apple. I'll post all this in the newsletter so you guys will see it, so you don't have to look at it. And then I asked Bard, what's the average yearly gain? And what's interesting is it broke it down into three segments. 1980 to 2023, it's 18%. 1980 to 2000, 32%. And then 2000 to 2023, so it's 18% over the life. It's during its early years, it was 32%. Later years, it's 13%. I thought that was kind of interesting. And if you look, year to date this year, we're at 39%. Last year, it was 15%. So even in the down year, you still made 15% last year. And I just don't know that this is correct. Because I think last year it was actually down, but it's interesting. I just, is Mullen running? Let's see. Let's go over to Active Trader Pro. I got Active Trader Pro up. I'm on my laptop. Mullen's probably just running because shit. Yeah. 17 to, wow, 30 cents. Let's see what this news is. Authorized a share buyback program of up to $25 million through the end of the year. Oh, this is market manipulation 101. They have a current they do have a current cash position of $235 million. Let's go over to. So they're going to buy back. Let's go over here. This is what we're going to do. And by the way, again, if you're new to this, the second they announced that, Algos had already figured out the cash position. So the cash position is 10 cents per share. They have 643 million. So that's 64 million. They're going to buy back 25 million of it. They have 235 million, and here's the article. Let's see. Let's ask Bard. Let's ask Bard. If a company has 648 million shares and a cash position of $235 million, let's see. Wow. So it's 36 cents per share. And they're currently trading at 28. Now, let's see. The question is, look at how much they're losing. So, morning, Rosterman. Yeah, Meta's a $400 stock. I mean, I'm on Threads, by the way. I opened up an account. I just moved it over. But this is interesting. So here's the deal, Joe. This is how you can use BARD. So I asked it. It's 36 cents per share. But there, it's not determined solely by the cash position. Other factors that affect share price includes the company's earnings, debt, and future thing. Look at how much money they're losing. So I do know the CEO is a major manipulator of the quote-unquote market, if you will. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. So I'm not 100% sure I trust the dude, but it is interesting that it's 36 cents per share for the cash. They're losing a ton of money, so they're trading at 28. That's essentially where it... What time did they announce this? 8 o'clock. So let's see. 8 o'clock position. Yeah. 8 o'clock, it shot up from 25 cents. It was already up. I guess there were rumors of this. Or that's insider trading 101. Interesting. Let's go do some scans. I got so much to talk about. I mean, if I just read the damn notes, I'd have. And my ceiling fan is on behind me. I hope you guys can't hear it, but. Yeah, Joe, all the company has is a rendering, essentially. Oh, hold on. Excuse me. I had to get my water, too. They don't have a car. They don't have a production model. They don't have a prototype. They have nothing. And the CEO is famous for, I'll put this in, though. Let me put this in the thing. I'll put it right under Mara. Company. It is interesting. They're losing here. Yeah, Joe. They have $235 million in I don't know. Let me see. Has Mullen delivered any cars? Oh, I guess they were. Oh. Yeah, I think this was found out to be semi-shady. Hold on one second. I got to blow my nose real quick. I think they basically converted a cargo van. So, yeah, it says Mullen and Randy Marion. Yeah, they rolled a truck downhill. Guy I used to work with at Earthlink, Vince, is their head of marketing for Nikola. Charlie did a really good video. Let me see. Zip Trader Mullen. One of his videos had a really good analysis of it. I won't look into it, but I'll bring it up. I mean, here's the thing. Best case, it's a 36-cent stock, because they are losing $1.1 billion. So at 235 million, how much longer will that last? Another couple of quarters? I mean, here's the other thing, and I talk about this all the time, and you may not be able to see it, but if you go to FinViz, look on the right-hand side. That's FinTwit. Every time $ and MULN is tweeted, it prints. This thing is rolling like there's no tomorrow. So you're going to get hype on this. This is going to continue to be a momentum play. I think at 29 cents, you could probably run this up to probably, I'd say, 30 cents or so. I'm going to move this up. I think 50 cents you could probably make. Let's see. I will call it. Let's see. Where's the... Let me pull up Mullen here. We're going to go to Mullen. MULN. Strategy tester. 65-minute probably has a crazy good buy on this one. Yeah. Look. 65-minute said to get in at 11 cents. Now the 65-minute, this is here's what's good about a stock like this in the 65-minute. And Joe, I think you have TrendSpider, right? Somebody in here has TrendSpider. By the way, there were tons of people that freaking signed up. I was overwhelmed with freaking sending out welcome letters all weekend. While I was driving, I logged on to a hotspot and sent some welcome letters. But the 65-minute algo, which just uses an 8-day EMA to get in and out. I mean, it's out there. It's public. That's not proprietary whatsoever. David Yoakum developed this one. It's coming up here to fill this gap at 31. So if you want to get in at 29, I guarantee you're getting 31, because it's going to fill that gap. Second is this algorithm. So here's what it is. With a stock like this that is on its way down, that will pump up every now and then. Yeah, Joe, I mean, it hopefully you're still in, because it gave you confirmation. It got you out a couple of times, but it got you in at 11. And boom, now you're up at 30. Don't be greedy. When the 65-minute loses confirmation, get out. I like this gap up here. If we take this volume level back to, it's kind of at its high here. So the volume level here, which was kind of, not even at the beginning of the fall, but this was when it was $1. You've got nobody holding shares up here. You've got a ton of people holding shares down here. Yeah, and you're doing probably well, because here's the thing, that the algo over 8 months, the 65-minute, it loses you nothing, 0.3%. Versus if you bought 8 months ago and held it, you lost 98%, almost 100% of your money. So the 65-minute absolutely makes sense. You can't see my mouth, but I don't think that's a big deal. Should I turn it like this? Let me see. I'm trying to see what my setup looks like. I could turn it like this. There I could speak like, but it's not right into it. Right into it actually sounds better. There we go. We'll just do this. I'll pull this down a little bit. There we go. Now you can see my mouth. It's important you people see my mouth. Shit, do I need my glasses? No, I'll just squint. I should put my glasses on. Mara's a great one. Mara on the 65-minute. Mara, if you didn't watch Zip Trader Charlie last night, Joe, I will tell you, if I will bring this up, but July 27th, I just found this out. I didn't even know this. And this is why it pays attention to find somebody who's doing research and stuff that you can actually trust. And Zip Trader, you know, the one thing I'll tell you about the guy, I think he does his research. July 27th, there's a vote, a shareholder vote, to dilute. And the shareholder vote is to go from 200 million shares to 500 million shares for Mara. Do not hold through that. I guarantee you there are powers that be that say, hey, we want more cash. Let's just issue 500 million, 300 million more shares. Do not hold through that. I would take your profits on that one. But I will tell you, there's a good chart that he came out with, and I'll put it in the newsletter. Okay, let's do some scans because it's now 9 o'clock. Brokerage holdings. Pepsi and PayPal. By the way, Savvy Trader, if you guys aren't following, I'm gonna put this. Go ahead and follow me on Savvy Trader. Oh, I don't want to pick that up. Oh, stop. No, it keeps going to the link instead of copying. Oh, let me see. Can I do it here? I guess I can't. Pin message. There we go. That link. Go and follow the portfolio. It's my trading portfolio, so I'll buy something else that will be good. That you guys, maybe it's Mara. Honest to God, it might be Mara. But I got 2 portfolios. I follow Brad's portfolio if you want his portfolio. He's up 4% in 30 days, which is really good. But I just started that, so I think the 1% is pretty good. Hey, Rostam Meta had a cross up here. It's a secondary cross up because this one you've been in for quite a while. Morning, Zephin. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's go to the covered calls. Any covered calls have? No, no cross ups on the covered calls. Energy names. Ooh, ALB and Arch, which is coal. This one's taking a fall. Where was it? Let's look at it long term, because pre-pandemic. I mean, you're getting back to a $79. I mean, it's coal. It's not like this price is going to, all automatically shoot up all of a sudden. It was good to trade. Energy's been a little bit. So no levered ETFs. I will tell you, I think SQQQ, Jim Cramer's on. I'll tell you what. The payrolls. I'll tell you what, the payrolls. The only time this guy smiles is when somebody says something nice about himself. Wow. Lemonade's one that I will tell you I do like. Rocket Mortgage. I like KWeb. Thermo Fisher has been a dog. It's too expensive. Airbnb. This one's slowly been getting back. Lee Auto, cross up, secondary one. PDD, we'll put that one in. This one might be a playback to back over the 200-day. Tractor Supply. I think they've lost their mojo. I mean, that's an amazing chart from 73 to 221 just over the pandemic. They opened a bunch of stores and stuff. So let's go to the ARC. I think she's going to have a couple. Buckle, hate their clothing. Twilio's an interesting one. Just the stock. I mean, it's a bit expensive. Cloudflare, BYDDY, which is BYD, which is the Tesla rival. Roku's an interesting one. This has been playing with the 200-day as support, which it was using as resistance for a while. You're still nowhere near the 200-day. And you're near lows. Let's see, what kind of money are they making? I don't know if they're still losing money or not. They are still losing money. It's a shame, but it's up 59% year to date. The average price target is 67, and you're trading at 64. It's not worth taking the risk. Yeah, it's in. People are calling it a peak. I will be right back. I think I'm going to take the dogs downstairs. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. What the hell? Live. I had to take the dogs down. Whew. So I lost every viewer that I had. Big deal. Surf. JD. We got China stocks in here. Does Baba have a cross up? Energy's way down again. God. Energy just... Amazon under 130. Okay. Let's do the Dow. Thanks, Eric. I think I've got a few folks who stick around. AMZN, which I can't really recommend, although let's go NASDAQ. Oh, one thing I will tell everybody, and I'll continue to tell it, is, wow, look at all these. Z-Scaler. A, B, and B, I think I have that. PayPal. Man, I can't think. I got too much to do. I got to go to the grocery store. Dexcom, which might be a good buy, although I like that under 115 is where I like this one. See, I kind of put this up here, 125. Anything below it, buy it. Anything above it, I think you can sell it. You can see here in April it got above there. If we pull this back a little bit, you can see that kind of resistance that turns into support a little bit. But if it dips down below 125, I think you can buy this one for the next leg up. If healthcare is one of the ones that kind of comes back. But let's go to the strategy tester. And let me get my ducks in a row here. Okay. Okay, we're going to start out June ADP. Payrolls up 479. Bond rates went nuts. Jobless claims. I signed up for Thread. Metastock will go to 400. I got the TrendSpider, thank you. BAC under 30. I'll move this. I want to make sure. Sedge and PayPal in the Facebook group. Tesla to 300. There's a chart here. Mara. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, let's see. We're going to Salvi Trader. Bring up that. We'll go to Twitter. And we're going to pull up David Yoakum. Actually, I'll just do this link. There. Pull up his. Over there. Target. That's Melly. And then this one. Okay. Larry, I'll post that. Why not? Okay. I think I'm going to start this mofo. What I have to do is I have to get this a little bit. There we go. Nope. We're going to do this over there. We're going to do this over there, and then I can get to it. Okay. And we're going to do this, and I can still get to it. Okay. I got to figure out all my... I'm on the laptop, so a little bit mobile today. Okay. I'm going to start this podcast right now. Let me turn this down. We don't want to even hear Jim Cramer in the background. Okay. Good morning. It is Thursday, July 6th. I traveled overnight. If you've never traveled in a Tesla, it's a little bit of a long one, but I will tell you, it was like pandemic traveling. July 4th, Brandon was 100% right. July 4th, I saw fireworks. I have some of the front dash cam video of the fireworks going off as I'm driving straight into thing. I posted some pictures of the dogs. If you want to watch them, join the private Facebook group. But it's all up there. But Tesla, if I just read a Polestar review, and they said it from Vegas to LA and back, they had an average. They only have to stop once. The average wait was 3.5 hours for the Electrify America for the CCS charging. The Tesla charging is not even close to 3.5 hour wait. So the charging network is why you buy a Tesla. So good morning to everybody. Let's see. June ADP payrolls up 497,000. It was expected to be 220,000. Essentially, that puts the rate hike for July probably back in focus. The market futures took a dive down. All this is a pullback. You're seeing on your screen right now, I've got SPY. This is the 4-hour algorithm. You still have confirmation up over the 9-day. Don't think that we've pulled back, but as far as the RSI is at 68, you're at 70. It's an overbought market. The MACD still hasn't crossed down necessarily. If we take a look at the weekly on SPY, you still got that green candle. It's a shortened week. Volume will probably be down. You still have this ascending wedge. You're not even close to the 200-day. The 50-day just turned positive. You're not up to your all-time highs. I think we do get up to those all-time highs at some point in time this year. I just think July is starting off kind of like June started off. You just kind of take a breather. May was a good month. June took a breather in the first couple of weeks as well. You can see. Let's go back to the first week in June. It was up slightly. You only had a 1% period. You started out at 422. You closed at 427. The first week in July, so far, we opened at 442. You closed at 443. So we're only at 443 right now. In pre-market, you're at 439. So you're below where we started. It's coming back. I mean, again, long term, don't worry about it. Short term, if you're playing some options, whatever. Bond rates went up. The 210 inversion is wider than ever. Remember the bond inversion 2 to 10. It means that the 2-year rate is higher than the 10-year rate. And it's a significant amount. I think it's the 2 years closer to 5%. The 10 years closer to just under 4%. So it's a big enough inversion. This has been signaling since last March. It signals that a recession is likely. Doesn't signal how bad the recession will be, how long the recession will be, whatever. There was a discussion on CNBC this morning that was pretty interesting about, is this job market strong? Meaning that we have more jobs available than actual workers, in that maybe the jobs that are posted aren't necessarily going to be filled. We're being more productive. So it is what it is. Now, Thread, I can't show it to you. It is the new social media network Twitter clone that Meta launched. And Meta stock, it had a cross up. I mean, it's a secondary cross up. This has been signaling buy all the way from $240 back here in April. When it crossed these, I mean, it got you out with a 14% gain. It missed that gap. If you just stayed in this one, when we hit January in the lows around 118, I mean, you've doubled your money. You've almost tripled your money at 118. You will probably triple your money. Let's take a look at a long term, this weekly one. This weekly, you still have somewhere near, this is going to be a $400 stock. So at 294, do I think you buy it? It's at 298 in the pre-market. I think if you get this under 300, you're doing yourself a favor. They're going to print money. If you haven't been on Thread, essentially it is 100% a Twitter clone. It is, I likened it to, I went to a Chinese post office in 1993 when I was in Beijing one time. There were absolutely no lines. There was pretty much just, if you can make your way to the counter through the crowd, that's how you got helped. That's what Threads is like right now. It's 100% just a total SIHIT show. I mean, it really is. It's a mess just because, you get all of your Instagram followers, but what do you follow your Instagram followers for? Photos, not necessarily their thoughts on the universe or, what their horoscope says. So it's a bit of probably going to be a nuance, but there hasn't been another social network that was created that within the first 2 days had close to 50 million downloads. So I think that as of last night, they were close to 20 million. So I'm assuming in the next day or so, you're probably going to get another 20 million. Remember, they have close to 1 billion people on Instagram. So I think it's bullish for the stock. They don't have ads. I'm still finding myself going on Twitter just to kind of go there. But I think it's a $400 stock. So if you want to buy this one, I think you're fine doing it. Even if you miss this run, you still have confirmation. Now, as far as the 65-minute algo, let's check. I wouldn't suggest you trade Meta in the 65. It's part of my grade 8. But this one has you in at 296. So, you're seeing a bit of a flop over there. But again, I think it's a $400 stock. At some point in time, it gets back to close to 400. Let me talk about TrendSpider a little. What you're seeing right here is TrendSpider, and they had their 50% off sale this weekend for July 4th. I think it started on Thursday or so. There was an overwhelming response. And first off, I'd like to thank everybody that signed up, not only through me, but everybody else who signed up for TrendSpider. If you got a referral from me to TrendSpider, I think you're going to enjoy it. What I want to do, since there were so many welcome letters sent out from me, is if you have questions on TrendSpider, just post them. I'd like your feedback on the onboarding experience, how it was. You can message me. You can write it in the private Facebook group. You can hit me up on Threads with your thoughts on it. Remember, Threads doesn't have DM, so I'm not getting crypto invites either. That aren't specific to me. The crypto invites are still there, but I'd like to do a Zoom or a live Facebook for those of you that or even a FaceTime probably, where we can all interact. Part of the hope is that when more of you get it, that we start sharing strategies. And I call them algos. But up here in the upper right, you'll see strategy tester. That's where you back test your stuff. Like for instance here, Apple in the 4-hour. Over 2 years, it gets you 24 positions. one a month, one per month, one position per month. And it's not exactly one per month, but with the algorithm, you make 45%. With just buying and holding Apple stock over the past 2 years, you've made 32%. So TrendSpider, I think it helps people. I actually will have some more specials coming up. Right now, the link down below saves you 25%. Again, you save 50% this past weekend. 25% is still a great sale. But, again, for those of you that used it, I hope your onboarding experience is good. Just imagine the onboarding experience if I didn't give you the algorithm, if I didn't give you the watch list, if I didn't give you the scanners. You'd have to build it out by yourself. So I think it's definitely worth it to sign up through me. Hopefully you guys experience the same thing. I know some people have been emailing me, oh my God, I'm addicted to this thing, looking at it, blah, blah, blah. So, but I did want to say thank you. Let's talk about Bank of America. They upped their dividend by 9%. It was one of the only banks that didn't up their dividend, but they decided to. It's down below 29 again. It closed yesterday at $29.09. I think it's a $30 stock, at least. So you've got a couple of dollars in here. I continue to just buy sparingly in this one. I'm not including it in my Savvy Trader portfolio as trades because it's not really a trade. If you want to follow me on Savvy Traders, you can follow this portfolio. I've got AMD, I've got PayPal, I've got Ulta, I've got Sedge, and I've got Palantir. So I'm up 1% in a couple of weeks or so. Nothing huge, but I'm trading, major market cap. Follow me on there. It's free. Just sign up for Savvy Trader. I actually like it because you can post your portfolio and you can track your portfolio. It's a good service that I actually found that I think, and it emails you guys out when I make moves. I follow, by the way, on Savvy Traders, I follow Bradley Freeman right here. I like his stock portfolio, his philosophy. He trades Amazon a heavy amount. I think he's got like 20% in Amazon. Amazon is under 130. I think this is a great stock to buy under 130. You can see the algorithm got you in at 106. Still has confirmation. Might button hook a little. Maybe you get a little bit of a pullback. It's building its volume shelf up there. I mean, you can see when we pull this, let's pull this up back to where you got in at 106. And let's say you were just buying at 106. Well, your shelf right here is at 127. So it's building its volume shelf up there for you. So it's providing some support. I think it's good. I posted in the private Facebook group 2 charts, Sedge and PayPal. I posted both the 65-minute and the 4-hour as far as last night. What got me to do that was Sedge has kind of button hooked on the 4-hour. Right now in pre-market, it's down 1%. It's at 260. I got in at about 255. I might get out of this one, take some profits, wait for it to come down. It's starting to lose its confirmation. You can see it's below the 9-day here. I'll wait for this candle. If this candle doesn't get up to 264 during the day, it's at 257 right now. I will get out with a slight gain. I don't think I'm in danger of losing my profits because at some point this gets back to 300 in my mind. What really got me was when I ran Sedge on the 65-minute. And you can see yesterday, July 5th, 10:30, I was driving. Got me out with a 1% gain. So that's where I said, okay, maybe I should be looking getting out. That's how you can use the 4-hour and the 65-minute together on some trades in order to determine that. You can see that button hook starting on this 4-hour right up here around 270. And it never got its confirmation after this morning candle on July 3rd. July 3rd in the afternoon, it had some light aftermarket trading, and that's kind of where that one was. Then yesterday, it opened up down, and so it created that button hook. PayPal, on the other hand, is another story. PayPal had never got you out on the 65-minute. You're still in it. It's down 1.9% to 67. And PayPal got an upgrade. Let me see if it's on FinViz. Sometimes it's not on FinViz. It didn't get on FinViz, but it got an upgrade with I think a $70 price target. Somewhere in that neighborhood. The average price target is now 91. Your boy's not wearing his glasses, so I got to squint on this laptop a little bit. But average price target is 91. And that's all from this year. So everybody thinks that this one's coming back. I don't think you missed out on it. If you want to get in at 67, I think my average purchase price is around 64 or so. But I do hold some at a significantly higher value in a Roth IRA. So perfectly clear and honest. Tesla, TrendSpider posted a chart, and I'll put this in the newsletter. I put it in the private Facebook group. I think Tesla comes back to $300 levels. Like I said, I drove my Tesla from Atlanta to New Jersey. On July 4th, I left at 4 p.m. I arrived at 7 a.m. Up here in New Jersey. You do have about 3 hours of charging time, maybe 2.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. The chargers were fairly empty. But I did read a Polestar review, and it goes for Polestar, it goes for Rivian, it goes for any other car other than Tesla, because they use the CCS right now. Starting next year, they will start using the Tesla. It's called NCAS, NACS, North America Charging Standard. And it's only here in the U.S. Europe uses CCS, even on Tesla, and it's against Elon's wishes. But Tesla's down 1% at 278, 279. It's still got confirmation. There's some gaps below it. But I do think you see $300. And TrendSpider posted a chart. If sellers are going to try and step in front of this train, the $300 area looks like the spot to do it. All-time high trend line, 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. And they post all this and August 2022 highs. So if we just go back, let's look at a weekly on Tesla. If we go back to August 2022, that is, let's see, right back here. You can see your high was 314. And so you've got 300 in the bag on this one. Again, a good company with good products, with good management, will return to its highs. So 314, I think it's in the cards. So look out on the newsletter for that one. One that I've talked about before and Zip Trader has been covering for a while. And I will post his chart. Charlie did a great analysis of Mara, Riot, and HUT, H-U-T. All three of those are crypto miners. And I think he did a really good job of identifying why he thinks Mara is going to be the winner. Mara is up slightly at 1557. There are a couple of things that you need to know about Mara. The first one, and the big one, is if the SEC approves Bitcoin spot ETF, all miners will go up. That includes Riot, HUT, and Mara. All of three of these will soar. The price of Bitcoin will soar. So understand that if those spot ETFs are approved, and BlackRock Larry Fink from BlackRock is quoted as saying that one of them will get approved. The other thing that you have to know about Mara, and I would suggest not being in the stock, take your profits. July 27th, they are voting to dilute themselves. There's a shareholder vote to move them from 200 million to 500 million shares. That is a dilution. It won't be, hey, we're going to issue the shares, and keep you whole as a shareholder. It is basically issuing more stock and taking more money from the market. It's not like they're going to reduce the price. Do not hold July 27th. You want to be out of this name. Even if it's in the middle of a gain. Say you bought down here at $9 and July 27th, it's at $18. Or I'm sorry, July 25th, it's at $18. So you have 100% gain. Take out 50%. The reason is that covers you and you're not playing with the bank's money anymore, meaning your money. You've basically taken out your initial investment. So everything you're playing with is profits. I don't like to hold through possible dilutions. That's the key. But I'll put that chart that Charlie did. I think Mara, you're still in it. I mean, if you even go to the 65-minute algorithm on this one, it's just been a monster. And you haven't lost confirmation on this. You can see it's still above that 9-day. Even the current candle, which is red now. It opened up at 1579. It's trading at 1550. If you do lose confirmation on this one, you'll probably get down here to about 13, I would say. Buy it again when it gains confirmation. This one has just been a runner. On this 65-minute algorithm, let me give you an idea of how good this 65-minute algorithm is. On a stock like this, 8 months, if you traded Mara, you would have 91 positions. Okay? 8 months, 91 positions. It's not unheard of. Put in an alert every time it crosses the 8-day EMA. Put in an alert for every time it crosses down on the 8-day EMA. That's all the 65-minute algorithm does. Now, mind you, 8 months, 152% gain on 91 positions. You win, 41% of the time. So you're not even winning over 50%. You're only winning 41. But your average win is 7.93%. And again, this is an 8-day EMA, the 65-minute algorithm. If you have TrendSpider, I know you've messaged me. You can import this one. It is a phenomenal algorithm on this. Now, the MACD is high. The RSI is high. I don't know that I'd necessarily get in here at 15. I would probably wait for a couple of candles to make sure that this button hook doesn't happen and it doesn't come down. I do think that we see 13 handle at some point in time on this one. Wow, the market's really down. I'm seeing a lot of red. So there's that one. Now, Mullen has been going nuts. Mullen announced a $25 million buyback. They believe that with $235 million of cash, that the stock is undervalued. We started looking at this. It was trading at 28. I said it's going to go to 31. Boom, there's your 10%. So if you guys are in this one, I think it goes to probably 50 cents at some point in time. But I will tell you this. I went to Bard and I said, okay, Bard, if a company, we went to first over to Finviz and I typed in Mullen. This is part of how being a good investor works. I always tell you guys, what your grandmother is serving for Christmas or whether she's serving meatloaf, it's priced into the market. So people have already done this research. But Mullen has 643 million shares outstanding. So I mistyped it. I said to Bard, if a company has 648 million shares and a cash position, which Mullen says they do, of $235 million, what should the share price be? Well, Bard gave me a bunch of answers, but essentially it's a 36 cent per share. Now go back to Finviz and see Mullen is losing $1.1 billion. So what do? They hire a lawyer to attack short sellers because it is a short interest is at 27 million shares. So they have a heavy short interest in this one. And they think that's why the stock price is bringing down. No, it's because they are losing $1.1 billion and there's a chance this company goes bankrupt. If you are in this one, use the 65-minute algorithm. Joe on YouTube just told me he's using the between this and Mara. He's paying for his kid's college using the 65-minute algo. I made the last part up, just so you know, Joe. Well, Joe knows that. The rest of the people don't. But yeah, I mean, the guy's buying a Bentley at this point using the 65-minute algorithm. He's in at 11. Don't be greedy. Don't wait for 36 cents. You know why? Because, yeah, it might go to 50, but they may announce tomorrow, you know what? We think we're going to issue more stock. We're going to dilute you because the share price came up and we need some cash. Yeah, we're buying back $25 million or $250 million worth of stock. I think they're playing some games. That's my take on it. David Yoakum from Twitter, if you're not following him, he is the one that came up with the 65-minute algorithm on my YouTube channel. And if you go to YouTube, well, the link is up there. But the YouTube channel, it shows you, I do an hour-long presentation with David on how to set up your TrendSpider. It is twitter.com/Yoakum's charting. Yoakum's charting, YOCUM. And he posted yesterday about JetBlue. And he posted the chart. It's been a monster comeback. Ooh, what was that? Let's look up JetBlue. JetBlue. Jets, no. JetBlue. JBLU. Look at that chart. That's the 65-minute algorithm. Again, 65-minute algorithm. JetBlue, let's run it on the 4-hour. June 2nd, $7.22. Today it's $9.02, and it's got confirmation. They announced that they're breaking their deal with American Airlines, their partnership. Jets continues to be a huge runner. I will post this chart in the newsletter. David posts some great charting ideas. So if you want to get into that one, he does do a very good job on that. Let me look at my notes again. Highway asked about Rivian. Good company. RIVN. Rivian's a good stock to play. On the 4-hour algorithm, it protects you from losing. This one was a $15 stock. They announced that they are partnering with Tesla. All of a sudden, you're at 20. Does it mean it's a great buy here at 20? Here's the problem, and it's similar to Mullen, is Rivian, while all of it is hype, they are losing $6.5 billion per year. So they're not making money. Their average target price is 22. While they were trading up here at 40, their average price target was around 40. And people started saying, then their market cap of $17 billion came about. And everybody's like, well, they're not making a dime. They're going to lose money for the foreseeable future. How in the world are these guys actually staying afloat here? So it's a little bit of a question. Do you believe the valuation on this one? But $22, I wouldn't get into this one. I'd probably stay out of it at 20. I would wait for like an 18 or a 19 handle and wait for it to jump again. There's a gap here between 16 and 17. The RSI is up at 85. I mean, oversold is 70. You're at 85. The MACD is so far up. It's almost at 1.3 on the MACD oscillator. And you've just got too many buyers. That's got to come down. It's got a button hook. And I think it's going to come down here between $16 and $17. So I'm stopping recording because I'm hearing some crazy stuff in the microphone for some reason. You guys on YouTube, am I still okay? Hit me up with a chat. Tell me if it sounds okay. And then I'll start back up. Market's open. I'm way down. I love that Mickey used a dog emoji. Let's see, indices check real quick. Okay, all good. Good. Let's do an indices check. So your boy is... Now I got to edit this crap together. Your boy is down 0.85%. But everything else, all the indices are down 1%. So I'm doing pretty well. Let me check my sedge. I don't mind adding to sedge. Let's see, total loss. I'm going to the total column. Pioneer is down near 200. My PayPal recent trade is down in negative. Sedge, I'm up 1%. I think I was up like 7% on that one, so a little bit of a loss. Ulta, I'm up 5%. So Sherry's doing well on her elephant stuff. Okay, I'm going to start this back up. Morning, Sherry. Yeah, you're only down when you sell. But I do hold pretty... on stuff like that, Sherry, I'll try and hold fairly good stop losses unless I want to add. and dollar cost average. Sedge, I think I'd probably dollar cost average. Ulta, I'm up on. I think Ulta is going to be probably a long-term, at least 1 year, because I do think that one's beaten down too much. PayPal, I have a large position in that's pretty negative. So I probably wouldn't add more money to it. Okay, let's start recording again. Sorry about that. I had to stop because I was hearing some funky things in the microphone. But everybody on YouTube says it's fine, so I'm not going to go back and look at it. Highway Rivian is great. Brandon emailed me and said, "What are your thoughts on RE?" I think this is a REIT. Everest Regroup, RE. Let me see. The algorithm, the 4-hour algorithm, it just got you in at 340. Looks like it's playing this 200-day where it might rebound. It looks like it was hyped up. I don't know what this company does. The RSI at 339. I mean, it definitely looks. This came from 385. 2 months ago? Let's look at what happened to this one. RE Everest Regroup. It's financial, insurance, reinsurance from Bermuda. Its average target price is 432. Looks like in June initiated with a 406 price target. From Citigroup, June, Morgan Stanley initiated with a 429. Again, that 432 looks like it's fairly recent. So there were 4 coverages, all initiated. Insider trading. Looks like in December, everybody was selling at $330. And that's right where you're trading. I don't know why we would think that it would be higher. If insiders are trading a good amount of this, and they are trading a good amount, I mean, it's 760,000 from this director. I mean, this guy sold probably at least $4 or $5 million, John Weber, over the period between fourth quarter of last year. He's the only insider to actually sell. They sell reinsurance products, so it's an insurance company essentially. 20 healthy insurance companies in the U.S. You can look at that. I mean, it's a $14 billion. It's part of the S&P 500. It's up 2% year to date. Performance over 1 year. This time last year, it was 22% up. Your 52-week range is between 244 and 394. So you're 14% below your 52-week high, which is 394. So it's a $400 stock. You've had a double top here at about 390. That looks to be significant resistance level. You're coming here on the daily. You're playing around the 200-day. Now, the last time it was on a long term, let's take a look at the long term, because I don't think that a reinsurance play would be a short term. But what do I think about long term? You haven't even come down to the 50-day. So, pre-pandemic, this was a $262 stock. If we look at this one from the recent lows, which was October 2022, that was the lows. You've kind of put in a pretty good volume shelf here at 339. So I don't think it's a horrible buy. I'd probably wait to get a better entry point. Insurance doesn't excite me. I mean, Brandon, just insurance doesn't excite me. It's got a 1.94% dividend. I mean, when the AI train is rolling, this might make a good diversification, but I don't know enough about insurance to say that it's a good one. It's in the S&P 500. So in my mind, if you want to make a play on this one, I'd probably just buy the S&P 500. I mean, buy SPY, buy VOO. Again, insurance doesn't necessarily excite me. Do I think you're going to 400? I think with the average target price at 432, I think you get there at some point. Is it next year? Maybe we have another huge disaster. Who knows? But insurance is just one of those things that Warren Buffett's big on insurance. If you want to know insurance providers and play insurance providers, buy Berkshire, buy the S&P 500. It never excited me. So I'm sorry to say it, but it's okay. I don't think you're going to go back to 200. I mean, again, I don't know their management. I don't know their product group. I don't know enough about that stuff to say it's a great stock, but their PE is not horrible. I mean, it's a 20 PE. It's a little bit high, but the forward PE is only 5. They make $651 million bucks. That they're making money. So it's probably not a horrible one. It's just nothing exciting. I mean, when have you gotten excited over insurance? Not me. Fatima on Spotify asked me to go over China stocks. I don't know what China stocks means, but I do know that there were a couple of cross-ups, and I'll go over the couple of cross-ups today. The main China ETF is KWEB. I just don't think that China is worth pouring a ton of money into, but KWEB has a cross-up here at 27.36. So if you want to invest in the KWEB, 27.36. I mean, that covers all your China stocks. Now, over a weekly, I mean, this is in a descending wedge pattern. You can see you're playing around that 50-day. The 200-day is negative. The 9-day and the 21-day are negative. There's nothing positive going on in the KWEB. But on a 4-hour, it did have a cross-up. PDD is another one. Pinduoduo. We had a cross-up on this one at 71.82. China stock. The RSI is beaten down. If we go to a weekly on this one, it's a falling knife. It's kind of playing around that 200-day, as far as support. But ever since 2021, I mean, this has just been a dying stock. So another one that got a cross up today is JD.com. It's a falling knife, but it got a cross up here at 35.21. If we go to a weekly on this one, you can see it's just a falling knife. So you can put some money into these. I said BABA under 90. I think you can actually buy so that when it goes over 100, you'll be okay. The 4-hour algorithm has you out. So it doesn't look like a good buy to me from a standpoint of right now, but you can put your money into it and maybe play some. But look, I mean, it's just been a dying sword that you've fallen onto. And every now and then when you get these run-ups, you can play it down here. At 83, this is a weekly. This is where it was trading way back in 2018. I think it's a much better company than 2018. If Ant Financial comes out, you've got a huge run-up in BABA. So I think it's an opportunity. But Fatima, when you say China stocks, I wouldn't throw your money at China. They're slowing down. They're printing more money. They're devaluing their currency. They have a declining population. Their middle class is growing, but not as fast. Their economy's not rebounding as fast as the American economy. So you've got some inherent problems within China. Douglas on Spotify wanted me to go over Dollar General, and I'm hearing an echo again. I'm going to take these off a little bit. But Dollar General, this is one that has been beaten down. 4-hour algorithm, it makes you 4% over 2 years, 24 months, versus if you bought Dollar General 2 years ago, you'd lose 24%. So the algorithm outperforms. It has you in at 152. You're at 169 right now. At some point, I think you cover this gap. Again, this is a good company. It's not a bad company. The gap goes up to 190. So it's a good 10%. But I don't know that I'd necessarily get in now. You're kind of putting in this floor right here at about the 170 mark. You don't really have a super ton of confirmation, and your RSI is at looks like 54 in no man's land. Your MACD just came up to the oscillator. I think your ex-dividend date is July 7th, so you have to buy it today to get the dividend. It's just I mean, here, we'll go to a weekly. It ran up too far too fast. That's essentially what happened. Look at this, ever since the May 2022, where you had this one kind of go down, and then you just ran up. Now it's at 169. You're below that 200-day. I think it's a decent one. Their expansion cost them a lot. And that's essentially what it is. Their PE is 16. They have a $37 billion market cap. They're making $2 billion. So they're not losing money, but year to date, you're down 31%. Over 1 year, you're down 32%. Nobody has this on an upgrade list. Your average price target is 188, and you're trading at 169. Do you want to put your money in thinking that you're going to get that gap fill? I think there's better places to put your money in the market. That's just my take on it, but I don't get excited over this one. TrendSpider posted this was, I think, earlier. Maybe it was before I left on yesterday. But TrendSpider, this is the TW pivot. And essentially, December 2019, it went down. But look at the run-up that you had on that one, where it kind of peaked out. So the question is, alerted a TW pivot buy signal at the end of last week. Do you see another bounce? I mean, that's December 2019. This was COVID. So do we see a bounce here? You're trading at Target. You're trading where you were pre-COVID, where it's a better company than it was COVID. Sure, you're wrapped up in kind of the all of the social scandals, but I just like Target. I'm gonna go show you. I'm gonna put these in the newsletter, but this one, it's about Meli. I kind of agree. Meli stock is one. If you don't know Meli, MELI, it's basically the Amazon of Latin America. And a couple of times I've had people in Brazil and Mexico, I believe, listeners, email me and say, hey, go over Meli for me. Well, Meli just had a buy in the algorithm at looks like 1,200. It's trading at 11, just around 1,200. The 200-day is kind of swinging a little bit. You had this death cross here on June 26th of the 50-day, which is negative. The 9 is kind of turning negative. The problem with Meli is it's very expensive, and so they have to continue to grow. The PE is 100. The forward PE is 50. They do make money. They're up 42% year to date. They're up 69% for 1 year. The average price target is $15.29. Now, April, there was a downgrade in New Street. They said buy to neutral, but their price target is $13.50. Again, you're trading at $11.90. If we show the weekly on this one, you can see it's just kind of hanging around on that 200-day. Your 50-day has moved negative on the weekly. It's still going positive. You might even have a golden cross here. You had this death cross happen. You came down a little bit, but then you shot up. So I don't think Meli's a bad play. I'll put that video in the newsletter. The other one that I wanted to show you was this. It's a Business Insider, and yeah, I've got a freaking ad blocker on my thing, so you can't read it. But I'll put it in there. You can turn your ad blocker off. You can read this on your phones. It's a very good article on how the Fed is printing money, but how that will help the stock market. So don't worry about them printing money. I will also put in the newsletter, there was a really good Benzinga article on the rule of 10 and the S&P's top performers and some of the stocks that they have listed there. I'll put that in the article as well. Now, I wanted to talk about your boys, Apple. So I went into Bard and I said to Bard, what's today's Apple price? And they said $192.46 as of the thing. So this is how you can use AI to try and find some trading opportunities and what a stock should trade for and stuff like that. Remember, I've got like 40% of my portfolio in Apple, so it's super important to me. So I want to keep up to date on it. So I asked Bard, I said, what is the yearly percentage gain of Apple stock each year since its IPO? And it gave it to me. I don't know if these are actually correct. That 15% in 2022, I haven't back tested it, but I tend to think that's a little bit crazy. 39% year to date, probably true. So then I asked it, what is the yearly percentage gain of Apple stock since its IPO? It gave me these three numbers. 1980 to 2023, you're at 18%. 1980 to 2000, you're at 32%. 2000 to 2023, which is very relevant, you're at 13%. Well, if today's number of 39% gain and last year at 15%, if those two are correct, we may be in for a very flat to bad second half for Apple. That's what I wanted to look at. The average yearly percentage gain of Apple since its IPO is 18.8%, which is true. This means that if you had invested $100 in Apple in 1980, it would be worth over $18,000 today. Performance is not guaranteed. The stock market is volatile, blah, blah, blah. I'll put all of this into the newsletter so you can read it. Let's go to some scans. First one in some of the core portfolio, Pepsi. Pepsi is one that I said if you can get it under 180, I think you should get it under 180. It triggered a buy here at 186. It's kind of hanging out just around the 200-day. The 50-day is kind of bouncing off there. If you want to add a position in this one, I don't think it's a bad place. Your RSI is in no man's land. Your MACD is right on the oscillator. It's a good stock. Your boy loves Pepsi. I drink a ton of it, so I do own this stock. Next one is one that I'm currently in a trade on. It's PayPal. And this one had a cross up here. It's a secondary cross up here at 60, looks probably around 67, 68. Your initial buy here was 60. I do think that you come back up here and you cover this gap. I think today it's down like 3%. It's an opportunity to buy a little bit more. The RSI is just pulling back at 47. If you go over here to FinViz and we type in PayPal, you will see the average price target is 91 on this. June 14th, initiated BTIG research with a buy at 85. So I think this one looks to be like it's probably going to go up. I think I said 80 by the end of the year at some point. So I may add to it. Meta, they launched. I mean, this is a secondary cross up. This is a $400 stock. It's up slightly today at 294. I think you grab it before it gets to 300. Albemarle, this is a lithium play, ALB, part of our energy space that I kind of put a watch list together. 229.93. That's the buy. You're at 226.11 right now. I don't know that I'd necessarily get into lithium or anything right now. Energy. This one for the weekly, it's well above its 200-day. It's kind of using that 50-day to trade around. The 9-day and the 21 are just starting to turn positive. I'd probably stay away from this one. Another energy name that I would not get into, but I'm bringing up because it did get a cross up here at 114, is Arch. This is coal. And if you think coal is going to grow, you're out of your freaking mind. This one had a great pandemic. Look at that. Since the pandemic and it was trading at 30, you're at 111. This one went all the way up to almost looks like almost 180 or so. I just don't think I'd get into it. Lemonade, which is the AI insurance company. This one cross up here at 1737. I don't think it's a bad play. I think the RSI is low enough. I think if you are into this one, just understand it's not making money. This one is one that is a little bit risky. Rocket Mortgage is another one. I think these guys are actually doing well. The dangerous part of this one is they're loaning out money at, I think it's like $1,000 down and you can get a house now if you qualify. There's a lot of qualifications in that, but I would be a little bit worried. KWeb, PDD, JD, we went over. AMZN, which is one of the Dow 30. This one had a cross up here at 225. I don't know that I'd necessarily get into this one, but it has been beaten down that it's under the 200-day. The last time you were under the 200-day was the October lows. This is a healthcare stock. Do your research on that one. Understand it. Zscaler, which is a cybersecurity company. I own Palo Alto and I own CrowdStrike. I do not own Zscaler. Cross up here at 145. If we look at a long-term one of this one, you're just coming back above the 200-day. I don't think it's a bad buy. Honestly, it's a bit expensive, but all of these cybersecurity companies are expensive. It's not making money. The forward PE is 69. It's losing about $269 million, which is nothing. This is a $21 billion market cap. So far, year to date, you're up 25%. Over 1 year, you're down 15%. Your average target price is 175. So that 140 the 140 price that you, let's see, would the buy come in at? 145.94. Yeah, get it at 140. I think you hold on to the 130s, but I think you can get into there. If you don't have cybersecurity exposure, you should. I picked Palo Alto and CrowdStrike. Those are my two. Airbnb, secondary cross-up. God, if you got in at 107 and you're up here at 127, you're doing well. It covered that gap. I mean, it was going to come up and cover that gap. It covered it. So I don't know that I necessarily get in there, but kudos to that one. Now, Dexcom, DXCM is the thing. This is the diabetes monitoring. They had a cross up here at 127. I would tell you, wait. I think you're coming back down here to under 120. I think anything under 120, you absolutely buy this one. The danger of this one is that Apple comes out with some way to monitor your blood sugar on the Apple Watch. If that's the case, this one's dead in the water. And I think when this one got below 100, it kind of crashed on the last news. Yeah, I think this was kind of where it came up that Apple was working on that. So if they figure out a way, boom, this one's dead. Okay, there's your scans. Remember TrendSpider, the 50% off sale is over. If you signed up and you need my algorithm, if you need anything, send me an email. Where can you go to find the email? Go to Linktree, linktree.com/dailystockpick. This is what you'll see on your phone. This is what you'll see. That link up there, I have to edit that one. But the 50% off sale, it's now 25%. Click on that one. You'll get that 25% off. Second sponsor is Visible. If you're paying anything more than $25 a month for your phone service, get Visible. I have it. You get $20 off your first month. So your first month is only $5. That's the service that I use. And if you don't have a brokerage, do not go to Robinhood. Go to Webull. Click on that third link. Webull is a good, they have charting program on their website that you can download for free. Robinhood doesn't. Robinhood's just not very good brokerage. If you're trading crypto, I think Robinhood is fine. Sign up for the newsletter, Daily Stock Picks newsletter. I wrote, is TrendSpider tax deductible? I asked Google's Bard. That's the kind of gem that you're going to get when you sign up. I do have a paid version of the newsletter, and essentially it's more educational rather than market focused. But this one, the indicators that I use on the chart, you'll see them a lot. I posted there. And the other paid version that I have is my setup in TrendSpider. That's probably a detailed look. If you guys like this look of entries, exits, the lines that I use, the Bollinger Bands, the RSI, the MACD, why I use all these. It goes over the exact what I use and how I use it. So any other questions, hit me up. When you go to the Linktree, all of the social stuff is up here. Even that's the newsletter. But there's the email thing up here. You'll see all the icons up here. You can email me. You can Cash App me. You can Venmo me. Sign up on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Oh, by the way, if you made it this far, hit 5 stars on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. Just rate it. It helps the thing. So I'll send out the newsletter a little later. Thanks, you guys. Take care. I'll talk to you. Okay. Man, that echo really annoyed the F out of me. I went 50 minutes, too. I talk too much. Export song to disk. Export. Now I think my output is going to really take a hit when I go over to I like these Bard. Where's Mullen at? Oh, Mullen came back. It's at 27 now. Got all the way up to 32, Joe. Sorry if I seemed rushed, too. I didn't have very good notes. I had a ton of stuff written down. The newsletter is going to be a little bit long. But some of the stuff was good from Bard and stuff. Let's see. Oh, I've got to go to let's go to Canva. I got to do a new this one's done now. Okay. GarageBand, quick GarageBand, save. Not going to start a free trial. Which one should I do? I'll do this one. Did you track that up? I'm going to take that out. Let's see. I'll put this one in. Layer, send it back. Let me see, what did I talk about? Oh. Let's see, I'm going to move this up. Then I'm going to post this 7, 6. There we go. I'm going to share, download. And then I've got to, I quit that one, so I've got to move you guys over to quit Active Trader Pro. And I've got to go to iMovie. Where is my iMovie? Oh, I don't have it set up on here. Hold on 1 second. Do I have the intro? I don't. Damn it. I don't have the intro. Continue. Get started. Oh, but you know what? I think I have on Canva. Let me see. Home. I do have the video on Canva. There we go. I do have this one. go. I do have this video. I just got to find the let's go over to, I'm going to post the podcast real quick. I'm going to have to do this offline. But anybody have questions, concerns, issues? Select file, desktop, podcast. There we go. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've just got the video. Quick time. Seven, 6. Okay, and I've got to go and pull that down from the other descriptions. Episodes. Boom. Copy, paste, and then let's see. I put my notes in. Oh, come on. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I do this. Boo. Probably not going to allow it. But. Oh, God. Oh, that's all posted like that. We're going to take these out. I gotta pull out some of this stuff. I'll take this out. That should be enough to get me. Nope. Still have 300? We're going to pull out all that. Okay. Now, no. Next. Insert ad break. 1. Done. Publish. Bum, bum. Okay. I'm going to go because I got to edit this. Mullen's down to 23. Wow. Market doesn't like this. Market doesn't like anything right now. SQQQ was the play. Up 4%. Still has confirmation. Look at that. Wow. A lot of stuff down. Okay. I am out. I will be back tomorrow. I got a lot to do today. Thanks you guys for joining. The podcast has been posted. I will post the newsletter and the YouTube in a little bit. Okay? Take care, you guys. See ya.